Oui, oui, no? Hello. Parachute.
Bless you.
No, that wasn't a sneeze.
Chocolate eclairs, no?
Oui, oui.
Fit for a king or a queen. And a duke and a duchess, whatever. And if you knew how easy these guys were to make, you would never spend another dollar on these desserts again. Should I be saying that? More pas de choux, you ask?
Bless you.
You got it. You guys loved the cream puffs so much that we are continuing on with Choux pastry. Vanilla on the inside, chocolate on the outside. That's a diverse dessert, and I'm living for it. Pastry cream, the stuff dreams are made of. Vanilla beans are very expensive, so you can surely switch them out with some vanilla extract.
I got you.
I know a lot of people use corn syrup for the chocolate glaze, but just say no to corn syrup. Instead, we are replacing that with a chocolate ganache. Oui, oui, let's do this. To start off your Choux pastry, you're going to add some unsalted butter, water, which is free, salt and sugar to a small pot or a small saucepan. You want to melt that completely, and then when it starts to boil, add your flour and cook it until there is a film on the side of the pot. Then you're going to let that cool for a couple of minutes, I would say 2 to 3 minutes, and then transfer it to a bowl of a stand mixer or a bowl with a hand mixer and mix it on high. You're going to add your eggs one at a time until combined. You don't want to overcook these kids. I would scrape down the sides of the bowls and combine everything so it looks like a nice dough. Then transfer it to a pastry bag with a large round tip, and we're gonna pipe these suckers out. The process of piping out eclairs is actually much easier than you would think. I'm going to do on a half sheet pan. I'm using a non-stick silicone mat. We're going to do 4 on top and 4 on the bottom. And basically at an angle, you'll pipe almost like fingers. Doesn't have to be perfect because they're going to double in size. Flick up, and then you'll take a little bit of water, dab your finger in it, and just the ends just blend back into the dough. Give it a good little tap. Then with a little bit of egg and a tablespoon of water, we're going to brush them with a little bit of egg wash. The egg wash will give them a nice glossy brown finish. Yeah. Kind of how like a bagel looks when it's done. We'll pop these in the oven at 375 degrees Fahrenheit for about 30 minutes. Keep the door completely shut. And this recipe will give you about 16 eclairs. To make your pastry cream, or I guess you could call it your vanilla pudding, you add your granulated sugar and your cornstarch to a small saucepan. And then in another bowl, you combine your milk and your eggs, and you're going to whisk them together until combined before adding them to your dry mixture in the pot. Combine your milk and eggs mixture to your dry ingredients, add some butter and some beans from a fresh vanilla pod, and you know what, throw the whole pot in there because we're going to strain this afterwards and we want to get all of that goodness because vanilla beans aren't cheap, guys. They're just not. Mix that together over medium heat until it starts to boil, and then once it is boiling, mix it without stopping for about a minute. Then you're going to transfer it to a strainer over a bowl and strain your liquid into the bowl. Discard that vanilla bean pod. Cover it with some plastic wrap and put it in the refrigerator to cool completely. These guys are out of the oven. They are double in size, and while they're still hot, I'm taking a tip like this and hot potato, so hot, putting holes into the bottoms of the Choux pastry. Just about 2 holes. That should do it. That's hot. Okay, after these guys have cooled for a little bit and you're not playing hot potato anymore, we're gonna take our vanilla pastry cream, and I have this long tip on it, so you want to be careful when you fill these because you don't want the pastry cream. It's going to take a little bit of the pressure, but you have to be careful with the pressure. Really what you want to do is you want to give them a good filling. You will start to feel the dough expand, and like this you'll see it start to come out the end, and that's how you know that there's enough cream in there, guys. You don't want these to explode. Then you can either let these set up in the refrigerator, or we're going to immediately dip them into our chocolate ganache, because it's just so dang good. So you're gonna fill the rest of your eclairs, and then we're gonna glaze them with our chocolate ganache. So now we're gonna dip them into our chocolate ganache, and you can use bittersweet chocolate, dark chocolate, semi-sweet chocolate. I'm using milk chocolate, and usually a ganache is a 2-to-1 ratio. 2 is the chocolate, 1 is the ganache. Your eclairs will feel heavy when they're properly filled, so we'll just take and dip. Yeah, just like that. Hello! Give them a little tap to get off any excess chocolate. Bada bing, bada boom. Continue on, monsieur. That's a bango. What have we learned today? Don't be stingy on your cream filling. These guys are doughy and chocolatey and creamy and just awesome. Everyone asks me where my stuff goes after I make it. Right here. I'll be taking that